While leaders strive to create a more inclusive society, more can be done to enhance the quality of life for people with disabilities. In October, stakeholders in St. Lucia held a meeting geared towards taking action to enforce the legislation as it pertains to disabilities. Minister responsible for persons with disabilities, Jeremiah Dobbert, who himself lives with a disability, noted the neglect and barriers disabled individuals encounter throughout their daily lives.
We continue, you heard the Prime Minister and other individuals within the government agencies speak about the progress that we make. And you ask yourself, how often are persons with disability, how do we bring them in? How can they too be beneficiaries of the progress that we're making? And it is unfair that as a nation that we're making progress, that equally persons with disability do not have access to that type of progress. We must continue to remove these barriers, we must continue to create opportunities and advocate for equal rights and access to services for all persons with disabilities.
Norbert disclosed that the government was in receipt of the first draft of a situational analysis of persons with disabilities in St. Lucia. He stated this would be a guide to ensure disabled individuals have dignified lives.
The draft represents a significant milestone in our ongoing efforts to formalize and to institutionalize our commitment to improving the lives of persons with disability in St. Lucia. And the policy will serve more or less as a roadmap, guiding our efforts to ensure that persons with disabilities are treated with dignity and respect and are afforded the same opportunities with every other citizen living in this country. And today's engagement is crucial. It is crucial to ensure that even in the final, as Jeremiah said, we are in receipt of the first draft. So today's engagement is crucial in ensuring that the final version of this policy is truly reflective of the needs and aspirations of the disability community.
Stakeholders clarified the conventions and how the categories of rights apply to persons with disabilities.
So you have CERD was actually the first treaty developed by the United Nations. The long story is that the Convention on the Rights of Persons, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, that happened during the time there was decolonization, so it became the first treaty. There's a lot of racism happening across the colonies, so we had CERD being developed. You had CEDAW, which is for women's rights, CAT, which is the right against torture. You have CRC, which is the Convention on the Rights for the Children. CMW, that's on migrant rights. CRPD is where we are, the rights of persons with disabilities. And SED, which is enforced disappearance.
The various interests were urged to participate in shaping the final version of the situational analysis of persons with disabilities policy to ensure that it reflects the community's needs. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.